happy December 8th, Badgers. And this is also, it is my daughter's birthday. So if she is listening, happy birthday to my offspring. It's fantastic. She is 30 this year. So exciting. But I'm just going to get straight into it. I want to keep December's Monday morning quickies short, sweet, and simple because I know it's a busy time of year and we have a lot of things going on, in our day, just preparing for the holidays. And that's what I want to talk about. You know how we spend December, right? It's, planning for the perfect holidays and the quote unquote perfect gift, the perfect menu, the perfect festivities, the perfect, all perfect things, right? And with that, we are also, perhaps we are planning for that perfect new year, right? Making lists, we're setting intentions. Maybe it's our bags, our big ass goals, and we're writing things down. If you're like me, it's like buying the cool pens and the notebooks and getting ourselves ready, right? And, just waiting for the holidays to get here and for January 1st, right, to flip some magical switch, right? But here's the thing about that, and that's how I came up with, the quote for this episode. Growth doesn't knock, it kicks the damn door in, right? Growth doesn't give a shit about your timeline. And, with that, it doesn't wait for Monday or Tuesday or January 1st or whatever it is, right? It doesn't care that it's the holidays. And it definitely doesn't knock politely and ask, hey, is now a good time? Growth kicks the damn door in. And it's usually when you're in your pajamas, maybe you haven't even had your coffee yet. And, we're really planning on just coasting through, the rest of the year. A lot of us are just thinking, oh, I'm just going to like gently coast and that's going to be it. But, I'm not saying you can't relax and you can't enjoy and you can't recalibrate. But you also, it's like just sitting back on your haunches and letting life pass you by. That isn't the answer either, right? And here's the wild part about that. That's exactly how it should be. Because if growth waited for us to feel 100% ready, we'd never grow, right? We'd just keep rearranging our comfort furniture and, calling it preparation, right? And, life doesn't work like that. And the opportunities that change everything rarely arrive with an advance note. You're not getting an invitation to that party and saying, hey, do you want to RSVP to this? They show up like unexpected guests, demanding, disruptive, and absolutely, perfect in their terrible timing, right? It's literally happened exactly as it should, exactly as we need it, exactly when we need it. And by the way, like unexpected guests, I use that because we all know what that feels like, right? And your job isn't to be ready. Your job is to let them in anyway. And I am speaking, figuratively, not literally here. So I'm just going to hop right into our hot badger tips for this week. So, badger hot tip number one, holy shit, yes rule, right? So, when an opportunity scares you and excites you, that is growth knocking, right? Actually, that's growth like giving you the old kick. Say yes before your brain can list the 47, reasons here and the 855 reasons over here why now isn't a good time. And if it makes you go, holy shit, and I am having a lot of those right now, it's probably holy work. And I can attest to yes. So, Badger hot tip number two, create a chaos toolkit. So, growth loves to show up during chaos. And we all know that this time of year, as much as it can feel and be delightful with all of the, the lights and the excitement and the movies and the decorations and everything, it's also a very chaotic time of year, right? Very busy, very hectic, very overwhelming. So be ready. Keep a simple toolkit, right? It could be a 5-minute meditation on your phone. Dude, it could be a freaking 1-minute meditation. On my Instagram, I actually will occasionally post like when I go out rucking or hiking, I'll take videos of like streams or like lakes and things that are around there, and I post them up and I'm like, here is like your, it's like a 1 minute calm meditation, watch this and save it, whatever, things like that. It could be a playlist that makes you feel brave. It could be one friend who's going to remind you that you've survived every plot twist so far, right? So when life gets messy, grab your tools instead of your excuses. And the final Badger hot tip, number 3, is the daily door opener. So each morning, literally open your front door and take a few deep breaths of the outside air. And I do this, I don't do this all the time, but I definitely do this. Here's something else really funny. So my sister and my daughter and even my granddaughter now, we will like at night be like, okay, so it's a full moon coming up here, or it was a full moon, excuse me, it was a full moon. And so we were like, go outside and howl at the moon. And we'll literally like, we all are living in separate places, right? But we'll be like, okay, and we'll go out and we'll like howl at the moon randomly. I don't care if anybody cares it. I don't know. There's just something really crazy and cool and like spontaneous about that. But anyway, it's a physical reminder that you're available for whatever, wants to enter your life today, right? Plus, December air, it literally wakes your ass up better than any motivational quote. And I can tell you that is so true because we are in a cold snap right now. And I've been training outside recently. Like part of my training, I will train outside, the lifting weights and stuff like that. And it is very invigorating in like a crazy cool way. So here's what I know after years of having my door kicked in by growth. The disruption is the gift, right? The chaos is the catalyst, and the mess is the message. And so this December, while everyone is making pretty plans for January, and I'm not saying it's wrong, you can be the badger, though, who's already growing, who's already taking the action steps and doing the shit, right? You're not just preparing, you are implementing and getting ready, right? So, who's already saying yes to the unexpected? And who's treating every kicked in door like a VIP invitation to something more? Because all my beautiful badgers out there, life is too short to wait for perfect timing. Growth is messy, inconvenient, and it's absolutely worth letting in, even when it shows up uninvited in December. Don't just go through life, grow through life. And guess what? Now I'm going to go and I'm going to practice what I preach, and I'm going to say yes to something that terrifies me. So I will see all of you next Monday.